Hello, welcome to today's episode of the Tech Chambers podcast. Once again, I'm your favorite podcaster, Godsent Michael. So, if you've been following over the previous series, we were talking about the different sectors that exist within the tech industry and why a few of them are getting more traction and why others aren't getting, and how we can even start or improving on the other sectors that we feel are lagging behind. A whole lot of these were discussed in the previous section. You can always go to the link in the channel and then watch it. So today's episode, we're going to be looking into something that's really important within the tech industry, and that's the issue of why UI UX designers are so much sought after within any tech team, right? So there's something that happened within my own team. So I work with a team, of course. I'm sure you know that by now. So I noticed that each time our clients have a job they want us to deliver, they always have a nice Figma design, you know, a prototype that they want us to build out, or they want the developers to code out and build a software around it. But then there's something always catchy about a UI, right? The reason why UI UX designers are very much sought after in anything is because they first flesh out whatever project. They first flesh it out such that you can see it. So if it becomes visually pleasant and appealing, it then makes the client know that their project is either going to sell or not, or that their product is having a supposed nice aesthetic, so to say. The idea is this: I've found out over time that people like what they can see. You know, the moment they see it and it's beautiful. If you make a UI UX design that isn't beautiful, it leaves the developers confused. It leaves the client himself or herself even utterly lost. So that is one of the importance of having a UI UX designer in your team. So there's this funny thing that happened, right? My the CEO of the company where I work happened to instruct the developers to code out something. So when we asked for the design of this particular software he wanted us to code out and develop, he showed us something else, and then he showed us a Figma file. And when we looked at it, even as developers, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. We liked it. A lot of designs up and down, a lot of animations here and there. The whole thing was really user friendly and the user experience was, top notch. But then I and the other developers, we started wondering, okay, wow, this is actually pleasant. We love how it's looking, but then how do we code it out? You know, so that's the question we're asking ourselves. How do we go about this? How long is it going to take? What technology do we need to use? What packages do we need to install? All those back and forth. That's just part of the whole thing. But that's by the way. So the whole story there is this: he gave us the Figma design and we were to code it out. As soon as the designers finished and gave it to him, that's my boss, and he saw it, it was very pleasant to him. He felt that, wow, this is what we're looking for. Let's do this. Let's make sure we get this, the exact prototype the designers made. And that's it. That's how we began that project. So that was on a lighter note. Basically, the reason why you should have a designer, and then I feel some people might think it's funny that as a developer myself, I am trying to shed light on why a designer or why a UI UX person is much, much important in a team. Yes, I wouldn't mind, because as a developer myself and as a team player, importantly, I've noticed that each and every person, each and every creative has something they are contributing to the team. They have something unique they bring to the table. So, irrespective of the fact that I'm a developer, it doesn't mean I don't recognize that these designers are playing an important role. Because imagine a world where the developer had to picture whatever the client said. All you have to do is to send us the documentation. we picture it in our head and then code it out. That would just be us doing a lot of heavy lifting, and it doesn't quite leave us in a comfortable place. It makes the job more stressful, and the idea is to love what you do. So these guys are important in the team. So another reason why these people are very designers are very important. And once again, thumbs up to every UI UX designer out there. You guys are doing an amazing job. So back to what I was saying. Once again, one of the reasons why a UI UX designer is very much important in the team is that they are able to give you a nice wireframe of the workflow. In a situation where, of course, I'm also a backend developer as much as a front-end developer. But then, as a backend developer, most times, the the project manager gets to explain the project, but at your own time, that's when you have your stand-up. The project manager gets to explain the project, all the deliverables, all the tasks, and all that. Yeah, but then the moment you're at your own personal space trying to then carry out those tasks, it takes a toll on you trying to remember all that was discussed in the stand up, in the meeting. But then imagine a situation where the designers had left a wireframe somewhere where you could make reference to, you could see the workflow, you could see that after a step A, there's supposed to be a step B, and after the step B, there's supposed to be a step C. You understand the steps you have to follow, every single thing. Imagine how it makes the job easier. Once again, developers always like it when their jobs are made easy. You don't have to. We already have a whole lot of cracking of the head and trying to figure out logic and algorithm to do. It's just do the whole world of developers a whole lot of good to make their life easier. So once again, this is another reason why I so much feel that the UI UX designers are very much important in a team. In fact, their need in a team cannot be overemphasized. So once again, to all tech startup founders out there, irrespective of your tight budgets, I would advise get a designer in your team. Don't just have an idea and immediately you get some funding, you feel I just need developers. No, you need developers as much as you need designers. These people work hand in hand, they work hand in glove. You can't actually separate the Paul from the Barnabas. They all have a role to play in the team. And of course, I know you want your software and your product to to be delivered on a worldwide standard. The standard everywhere, all across the globe, is that there has to be a designer that gives a pictorial representation of what the product has to look like. So today, this has been giving you brief importance of the UI UX designer within any tech or developer within any tech team. Once again, my name is God St. Michael. Thank you for staying tuned up to this very moment. And once again, watch out for the next episode on the Tech Chambers podcast.